Hi, my name is Pedro. I'm Alvaran Jr. doing the laboratory exercise number 3, titled Fulfillment Process in Business Processes and Enterprise Systems. So, the fulfillment process is what happens in a company when an order for a product is received, the fulfillment of the order. This includes warehousing, finding the item ordered, packaging it, and shipping it to the right address. So, these are the objectives for this activity. First is understand the concept of fulfillment process. Next is know the importance of the fulfillment process when delivering your product to your customers. Set up your video camera. Take your video while personally answering each question. Just like in a class presentation, you will submit this as your output for the activity. So procedure, using your materials, answer the questions below. So the first question is, enumerate and explain briefly the steps in order fulfillment. So these are the steps in order fulfillment. So the first step is maintaining inventory. This is a combination of receiving and storing inventory. Inventory can be handled in your building or you can use an outside source. When you keep inventory in your facility, you are responsible for labeling and keeping quality control of the stock, as well as managing your inventory system. You also need to store your inventory in a way that is easy for you to see what is available for you to ship quickly. When using an outside source, they handle these functions for you. So the next step is responding to a sales order to determine availability and location in inventory. This is when you initially receive the order for your items to make sure that you actually have the item in your inventory. If you are using an inventory app, then you should have the expected number in inventory, but you must verify the amount and location of the items. The next step is confirming pricing. In this in this stage, you confirm the price the customer has paid for the item and that it matches the amount you want to charge for it. If you want to prevent problems later on in the process. So the next step is configuring the order. If there is more than one piece of or product, this is part of order processing. You must make sure that you have all the items that the customer has purchased. If there are multiple items, you could have them in different locations in your warehouse. If you source your inventory outside of your own warehouse and you have it in two different places, you may need to ensure the inventory in multiple locations. Next step is booking the order. Placing a request into the inventory system for what is ordered. This step is telling your inventory system that you are taking this item or items from your inventory. These may also include special instructions about the shipping and packing materials, such as boxes, bubble wrap, packing tape, or bubble mailers. It may have custom packaging or special inserts that you want to include in the packaging that your customers will receive. The next step is acknowledging and confirming the order is booked. You want to make sure that the items have been scheduled to ship from your facility to the customer. Next is invoicing billing the customer. If the order has not been paid for by some means of cash or other tender, you may want to consider a consolidated invoicing system. You can use the zip codes from your customers' addresses to determine the consolidation intervals. The order number is decided by the fulfillment of orders. The system comes with a default billing code, which you can change with the fulfillment rule. Next step is determining the shipping address. Before you actually ship the items to your customer, you want to make sure the shipping address has been verified. Next step is sourcing the order, determining which facility to ship it from. If your items are stored at an outside source, you must decide from which the items should be shipped. You want to pick a facility that is closest to the shipping address of the customer. This helps save on shipping costs. Next is next is determining which carrier will ship the item. You must decide the most cost-effective way to ship the items. the shape, size, and weight of the items, as well as the shipping address, dictates which carrier may be the best one to use. Next step is issuing order changes. This includes making changes initiated by the customer after the sale, substituting for pieces no longer in inventory, or updating the order with newer pieces in inventory. You want to make sure that any changes to the order have been processed before you ship it to the customer. This ensures that your customer gets exactly what they want. Next is processing the order. This is the physical picking and packing of the order at a warehouse or distribution center. Next is shipping the order. The order may go directly to the customer or to one or more distribution points. This is one of the most important steps to ensure the customer gets the items they ordered. You must decide if the items go directly to the customer or the distribution point and then onto the customer. Next is delivering the order to the customer. When the item is delivered, the order is fulfilled. Simple as that. Next is settling, receiving, and processing payment for received order. Once the order is fulfilled, you can begin to process the payment for the received items. Next is handling returns. You may need to manage returns of unacceptable or damaged goods by either filling the order or refunding the customer. And last but not the least, updating inventory. Whether you use an inventory app or take care of your inventory manually, you must make sure you update your inventory records. Okay, so those are the steps in order fulfillment. The next question is, what are the steps in the supplier evaluation and selection process? Actually, I already did this from the previous module laboratory exercise, so I will answer it again in my video. So yeah, according to the module, we have five steps of supplier evaluation and selection. So the first is supplier identification. In this process, the company must sort out and identify all its suppliers. I'm pretty familiar with this because in our process, we validate our suppliers. They meet the requirements so that they proceed to the payments of the invoice. Next is supplier segmentation. This is very important because segmentation helps to find those suppliers that are capable of contributing to the business strategy. Next is relationship analysis. The company must determine the existing relationship type by using the supplier relationship analysis tool. Next is relationship management. In this process, the top segment of suppliers need to be managed towards the ideal relationship type, which is the leverage core relationship type. And the last is evaluation. This will lead to a series of recommendations towards the business, like integrating top segment suppliers for new research and development activities, or move back to the supplier segmentation. So that's it for my activity. I hope you understand. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.